देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः. Om. In between we missed a few classes, but anyway let us continue some classes of today at least Manu Smriti class. Okay, we were discussing about brahmachari life in the second chapter. In the second chapter of Manu Smriti, we were discussing about brahmachari life. So a brahmachari, I think we discussed about Upanayanam. Generally, Garbhashtamaha. This is the very common expression. Garbhashtamaha at the age of 8. Shastra says, not here, Matruman, Pitruman, Acharyavan Veda iti. Have you ever heard this? Matruman, Pitruman, Acharyavan Veda. In Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, a person who has this samskara, Matruman, Pitruman, Acharyavan. A person who has a mother, Pitruman, who has father, and Acharyavan. A person who has a guru, means who lives under these three people. A person who has a mother, from mother a person should live up to 5 years, means up to the completion of 4th or even to certain extent to 5th year. He lives, a boy or girl lives under mother. So the love and the care from mother. Mother teaches him how to speak and certain other things. So he gets the love, care and certain discipline, certain learning, certain behavior, all this from mother. So Matruman. Next is Pitruman. Okay. Pitruman. After, from the 5th to 7th year, means 2 years. Once the 5th begins, 5th year, he starts speaking. Now the person takes interest in that thing. Now the boy, you can see the boy of 5 years old wants to talk a lot. Anything comes, he wants to speak. Then that is the right time. He stays with his father. Father teaches him lot of oral education. He teaches him how to pronounce, how to use words. That is the time generally many of the children learn from their father up to the age of 7, means 5th, 6th, 7th, around 3 years. Around 3 years. Beginning of the 5th, sometimes middle of the 5th or end of the 5th age. So generally 2 to 2.5 years, he has got a very good memory. And he wants to learn a lot because he becomes curious. What is that? What is this? What is this? He keeps on asking lot of questions. That is the very curious age. Therefore, Matruman means up to, this is the Matruman, Pitruman, Acharyavan Veda. This is a line from Brihadaranyaka. Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. Yajnavalkya Maharshi goes to Janaka and he asks him to teach. Then Janaka, Yajnavalkya says, you tell what you know already. He tells something, whatever he learned. Then Yajnavalkya comments, oh, very good. What you spoke is very good. This is like what you said. Yajnavalkya comments on Janaka, saying that what you said is like a boy means a boy or girl who learn under, who learnt, means who received the love, care and some culture and education from mother, Matruman, Pitruman, Acharyavan Veda. A person who has received guidance under mother, bringing up from mother and father and acharya. A person who lived under these three people knows whatever he knows, similar is your answer. That means you also seem to be speaking like a person. You are speaking like a person who has lived under these three, who lived under mother up to 5, up to the completion of 5, up to the completion of 4, then the under father up to 7, 5 to 7, then thereafter under guru, under an acharya. He doesn't say guru, under an acharya from 8th onward. From 8th, whatever his capacity. Shankaracharya finished his Gurukula very fast, very early, being a very mature and intelligent person. Like this, there are many things. So anyway, so people live up to 20, 24, 25 or 30. Some people live lifelong brahmacharya under Guru. That will come. This also Manu discusses. We will see it later. So Acharyavan, Matruman, Pitruman, Acharyavan Veda. So similarly here, at the average at the age of 8, Garbhashtame, he says. Garbhashtame, at the age of 8, Upanayana should be done. Upanayana means taking a boy to a guru, to an acharya. There when you take the boy will be ready for learning. Then some samskara, Upanayana samskara is there. With the help of the Veda mantras, he will be, means Devata Shakti is invited, is invoked and placed in him. That is mainly Upanayana samskara. So Devatas are willing to give their energy and come and stay in the boy. They are willing to come and stay in the boy, impart their energy to this boy, his brain, energy and brain, sense organs and other parts of the body. Because unless you take the Devatas energy, Devatas anugraha on you, it is not easy to live the later life of brahmacharya, because the life of brahmacharya means living with that energy of self-control, learning self-control, discipline. You have to learn the discipline, you have to learn the control of sense organs and mind, then the education, all the three. Okay? Here he says, so he undergoes Upanayana at the age of 8. Garbhashtame abde kurvita brahmanasya upanayanam. At the age of 8, a brahmana's Upanayana should be done. And Garbha Ekadashe Rajnaha. At the age of 11, a Kshatriya boy, Upanayana of Kshatriya boy should be done. Garbhat Dvadashe, at 12 is a Vaishya boy, because they come little later to Gurukula. That means they have to learn certain things at home only under father. They learn little longer, means they come little later to the Gurukula. Before that they stay under father and learn things, mother and father. Okay. Brahmacharya Sakamasya Karyam Viprasya Panchame. But if you see, he is giving an option. Generally, at the age of 8, a Brahmana boy will be taken to a guru. Upanayana is performed. But if a person is very sharp enough, very mature, see, some people have still the childish restlessness. Childish, what you say, restlessness, how to say that, not only restlessness, he doesn't have the concentration, he doesn't have the maturity, still in his childish, playful mood only. Some people have little big maturity. At the age of 5, you can see them. If a person is more mature, better to perform his Upanayana at the age of 5 only. If he gets it at the age of 5, is a too innocent boy. But there are some people very mature at the age of 5. very mature. They talk like grown-up people. Have you seen? Like grown-up people, they talk. Even girl or boy at the age of 5. Then for such people who are mature enough, do them Upanayana. Then if a Vipra, if you want Brahma Varchasa Kamasya, Brahma Varchas means he should have that Brahmacharya, the shining, not shining, the aura. Varchas means the aura of Brahma, aura of Vedic Varchas. If you want the aura of Veda in him, then you can perform the Upanayana at the age of 5 only. That means if you want the person is mature enough, then if you want him to go to Gurukula very early, do Upanayana at the age of 5 only. Ragnyo Balarthina Shashte. For a Kshatriya boy, if he is sharp and intelligent, you can perform at the age of 6 only. See, and then Vaishya boy, Ashtame, at the age of 8 only you can perform if he is intelligent and mature enough. See, a person ages are given, general age is given. Okay, let me note down. Let me note down here. A general age is given. Where am I writing? You can write here also. Brahmana 8 is the average age. Kshatriya 11. Okay, Vaishya 12. This is the average age. But if he is mature enough, Brahmana boy can be given at the age of 5. He can be given at the age of 6. Kshatriya can be given at the age of 6. Vaishya boy can be given at the age of 8. So, below the average, before the average age comes, he can be done if he is mature enough. See. But nowadays, like 2.5 years alone, too early, he is supposed to live under mother. But mother is already engaged. Because mother, before his birth, even during his stay in mother's womb, nowadays mothers are working in office or somewhere. So they won't be able to care for the children. In those days, see, mother would mostly stay at home and take care of the children. That's why that was the time. So he has to live. Shall I tell you? Modern psychologists say, this is very important point. We have to take, modern psychology also has done some research. In fact, India should have done more. Indians have become second hand. All Indian education system has adopted our invaders' education. Whatever they want us to become, we are becoming. See, even America does some unusual psychological research. Why can't we do based upon our Shastra? You perform in Mysore there is one Gurukula. There was one Guru. His disciple is here and he would tell us, recently I visited him and he tells, for every small thing, experiment he would do. You do Upanayana of a boy and test him, what changes take place in him. Whether physically, mentally, prana, how he changes. Every small thing he would do experiment and then find out. And they would find some change in him. I think that kind of research our India should have done. Unfortunately, we are too second hand we are becoming, because that influence of Europe, the inferiority complex the Macaulay has created, the education system made us too second handed. Therefore, we are ignoring neither our Ayurvedic research. I always feel there is no research, there is no institute. Ayurvedic research, and then Jyotisha research, Vastu research, and our Karma Kanda research, our rituals and dharma. All our rituals, dharma shastra, our customs, when you follow them, what changes take place in your life? In your body, mind, sense organs, prana, etc. What changes take place? We should have done the research. It is a very subtle influence upon us. These subtle influences we should have watched. America, Europe, and have watched some of them. Even after seeing them, we have not yet even started even. We have not started even now. Even now, I feel we should have a research institute on Manusmriti. Whatever custom he has taught, we should practice and see the effect in our body and mind. Then you would know what the changes are. Okay? So here, the person should live under mother, then under father, then under acharya. Father also should give time for his boy, and so that was a very intimate relationship. Parents caring for the children, giving them. Nowadays they have no time. Their behavior, their thought, he picks up all vulgar language, misbehavior. You send him to school. They will make you to memorize the ABCD spellings alone. What is the spelling of 11? What is the spelling of 12? What is the spelling of... He only memorizes the spellings. All that education he gets is memorization of the spellings only. Or he would learn some... Modern boys, what do they learn? Do they know? Spellings. And then he will learn rhymes. Then he will... I don't know what to learn because I have not seen children much. So there is nothing much. Modern psychology, this I was referring, I just got diverted to something else. Modern psychology says that up to 4 or 5, 4.5 years age, the child unconsciously, whatever the mind it develops, that is going to be the real personality throughout his life. Have you ever heard this? I lived with some psychologists long before when I was in Hyderabad. She would tell like that. Psychology says that the baby cannot speak. Speak means he cannot express his thing, but subtly he receives. Because in the company, that's why in India, up to the 4.5 years, he is continuously with his mother. Continuously 24 hours with his mother. So that is the time. By living with his mother, what he mainly learns is his psychological personality. Okay? Psychological personality, the subtle samskara. Mainly the security. The baby learns subconscious self-respect and self-security. Because you see, the mother goes away from him, he feels insecure. So that in terms of security means a psychological feeling of security. The baby learns up to the age, continuously lives under the mother's care and love. Whenever he needs water, food, and etc., playthings, when he suffers from something, if an ant bites him, mosquito bites, or some suffering, when the mother attends carefully and lovingly, that gives him a confidence, self-respect, and he feels a very balanced. If mother ignores him, neglects him, or if he is deprived of his mother, if he misses his mother, you can see the baby grows with an insecurity. That insecurity, deep-seated wound of insecurity, the deep-seated insecurity wound in his heart, if he gets it, that will remain lifelong. No amount can change, no amount of training can change it. They say the whole personality of a baby is shaped during those first 4 years alone. In fact, they say your whole growth, your whole education is only first 4 years. Education means in terms of personality. Nowadays you live with them in baby care center, or you leave them somewhere, mother has no time, and mother thinks that spending more time in office and making money is more important than developing the personality of a next generation. And they say taking care of a baby is like they call it is what you say, children producing machine. These are the communists who have created terrible anti-human. If there is a inhuman system, if there is any most inhuman asuric system, that is Marxism, that is communism. I am sorry, am I talking very harsh? Because we are highly influenced by communistic ideology. You don't know, you see them all over India, everywhere, in all systems. communism has invaded. What does communism mean? This is the thing. See, you see. So, they say first making money and indulging in worldly pleasures, money, pleasures, going out, this alone is great. They call that producing children as a woman producing machine, children producing machine. Being mother is called children producing machine. Okay? Then, in young age, until the age of 4, even after 4 also few days, until 7 he needs mother's care, but he needs a partial, because father is also there, but mother is required partly. But first 4 is most important. Okay, first 4 years he has to live completely under mother, and that is the time they say psychologically he grows. Means psychological personality is formed, inner personality. Subconscious, unconscious personality is formed during that age. That is a formative age. Okay? During those 4 years. So if those 4 years psychologically, if he is hurt, feels separation from his mother, that will remain as a wound in his heart, which he cannot tell. He doesn't understand, but he feels insecure. Have you ever seen? I read it long before I was reading newspapers in those days. 20 years ago I was reading, earlier also I was reading. So in one place it appeared like that in Kerala, one court, judge of a mainly women's court, divorce cases would come to that lady. She was a judge. She was interviewed. How many cases do we get for divorce? What do you think is the reason? Then what is the suggestion to prevent these divorces? Do you know that what she told? After the marriage, within the 15 days alone, there are certain percentage of cases. Then again, this percent, I don't remember all that. It was a paper cutting. I kept them, but I have no place where to keep. I have been moving from place to place, so I didn't have a lot of that material to keep. India doesn't have such an institute to compile all this information. All this you have to compile. First thing is you have to do a research institute. Then if somebody has done it, appeared in magazines and newspapers, collect this data and process them. This is not at all done. We are increasingly leaving it to Europe and America. They will do the research and talk against India. Okay. But what are Indians doing then? Why don't we do? Okay. So she says, this much of percentage is within 2 years, this much of percentage divorce cases come. Then after 5 years more. Maximum number of cases are increasing divorce cases. He says from the 15 days of marriage, divorce starts. She tells, oh, it's a very unfortunate thing. It was never there in India like that. India was a very stable culture, stable society. Stable society in the sense, marriages were stable. Because when marriages are stable, family is stable. Okay? Stable marriage. Stable family. Because family is an institute for growing culture, education, values, everything. It is the most important thing, and in fact it is an upasana. The relationship of parents and children is the real dharma, they called. Parents caring for the children is a great dharma. In fact, it is instinctive also. See, our dharmas have included the instinctive needs. Parents have an instinctive that bring up the produce children, bringing them up. It gives some trouble also, but it gives them a deeper satisfaction of your inner personality. It gives them a deep satisfaction. Simple money and status, these are all ego satisfaction. Egos, it can never please you. Money, power, and physical pleasure. Modern, whether communism or Western culture, all this is based upon three alone: money, power, and physical pleasure. Okay, shall I tell you? Money, power, and physical pleasure. Physical pleasure, there are many kinds of physical pleasures, all nonsensical pleasures. So these three are animalistic. Ego. So they only nourish and strengthen and enlarge the ego. Okay, enlarge the ego, and that ego satisfies neither the person himself, nor the society, nor the world, nor anybody, nor it is good for your future life. So therefore marriage is a very good thing. People have certain instinctive desires and needs nature has given. Those instinctive desires and needs have to be gradually purified and make them into a noble ones. See, our Shastra is such a beautiful things. If you don't mind it, if you allow me to compare, Islam allows the physical pleasures extreme. They make them animal. Sex is the only thing universal and all over. They have become sex maniac religion. Christianity says against marriage. It condemns marriage. It creates a terrible guilt right from first day. Both are one. Christianity is one extreme, Islam is another extreme. Hinduism only thing which is a balanced. It understands the human needs, human desires, instinctive desires. It gives an expression to them, but at the same time sublimate them, add a noble goal, noble idea in it. See, bringing up the children, it gives it touches your heart. You bring up the children, I tell you, it is a very noble thing. Because another living being, another jiva is with you, an innocent baby is with you, you guide them, help them. I tell you, it gives you a deeper satisfaction which nothing else gives you. So, your basic instinctive needs are sublimated, purified. At the same time, society will be taken care of. That means social need of human beings serve the society by producing, bringing up the children, making them responsible people. Okay, for that marriage and family is an institution. So it is individually, it purifies a person, it basically satisfies his instinctive needs, at the same time makes your desires into noble desires. Once you develop a taste for helping, caring, sharing, understanding, nourishing others, you will get a deeper satisfaction of mother and father. Motherliness, fatherliness is a deeper. I tell you, this communistic culture is terribly anti-mother, anti-father. Everybody, even Islam and Christianity, anti-mother, anti-father, because they want to control you into an organization. Church and what you call those things. That's why they say, the Bible says that if you hate your mother and father, hate your family, then only you can be my follower. Jesus says that. That means, of course, in Christian culture was there, family culture was there before, even to certain extent in Islam also is there. But that culture is not nourished by Islam itself. It existed because of a need, human need. But India consciously cultivated. That's the most important. So, next generation, people you are preparing, they think giving the money to the baby is more important, earning the money to your child rather than caring, loving and building up his personality. That is not important, see. They say, oh, bringing up, producing children and bringing them up is so condemned, so much condemned that modern woman feels ashamed of producing children and bringing up the children. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? That's what you can see them. The young girls do not feel proud of being mothers at all. And marriages are postponed because the career building is important. What is this carrying? Is a devil making is carrying. I am sorry to say that. This career building is nothing but demon making only. For sake of building up career, you lose your basic things. See, your natural instincts are not sublimated. And then the parenting instinct, the instinct of being a wife and husband, then parenting instinct, serving, helping, all this is lost. All this is, nobody cares for them. You become career building. What is this career building? It is all designed by a mania. All this social structure is designed by a maniac, a mental case. And we are yielding to such a culture, such a person. A person himself is building up. They say, break the family. There should not be any family. There should not be society. In fact, social relationships also gone. Do you see the families forming societies? Society is only simply living together. That's all. They happen to be on the road. That's all. A co-passenger on the streets. Is there any that family's social structure? See how the social relationships were in those days. The family relationships were in those days. All that is gone. Because all that is based upon the real spirituality, real psychology. So both parents also grow, children also grow. Psychologists, this is what we had to do research. We did not do. Because we adopted most idiotically. Our first idiotic Prime Minister himself is a mental case, an Asura. He himself is a gentle Asura. Talking is nicely, but his mentally is an Asura. Because he was an urban Naxal. Our first Prime Minister was an urban Naxal. He was so much fascinated by communism, so much. He taught building economics. Everything is reduced to economics. All things reduced. Money alone is everything. Money makes people, control people. Ultimately, this is what we have built up now. We have become, whole country has become an animals country now. So only thing is ultimately, money, power and physical pleasure. Money, power and physical pleasure. These are the only three things have formed the basis of modern civilization. Then what do they mean by education? Learning a technical skill, being too intelligent to how to cheat, how to escape punishment, how to argue against others like a lawyer. You throw the blame on others. How to blame others, how to rebel against, how to intelligently escape the law. Not respect the law, how to escape the law, how to argue against the law, how to abuse the law. Intelligently, nowadays lawyers are becoming more clever how to abuse the law and escape the law. It's the most shame on their thinking. Not only shame on the humanity only, human intelligence only. All your intelligence is only for this alone. How to escape the law, how to defend yourself, how to talk nonsense, how to blame others, how to destroy others. And argue that you alone are. Journalism, lawyers and intellectuals, all talking perverted way. Nobody is talking in defense of dharma, in defense of values, in defense of something higher, deeper and spiritual things. Because it is not a man-making culture. It is not God-making culture. It is animal-making. It is an Asura-making education. Asura-making culture, Asura-making education system. Asura-making education, Asura-making culture. Okay? Therefore, this was important. Give the importance to this thing. At a right age, let them marry. At the right age, younger age alone, let them have children and bring them up. Okay, for economics, you can, nowadays if you are intelligent enough, use new ideas for how they can earn money, make money, etc., learn other subjects. They can do without compromising this role as a mother and father. Let them have the role of mother and then do all other things. Why don't you do like that? Why don't you design the life like that? No. We can only sacrifice the basic needs of a human need, of a parenting instinct. You kill the parenting instinct and build up an asura instinct of career building, money, power. Therefore, you have a relationship with anybody, physical relationship, just a physical relation with a physical relationship has no sacredness, no dharma, no sanctity, no respect for each other, no caring for each other. Anybody you go with them, in that thing, all dharma, all respect. There is no divinity left in the relationship of man woman, because you have anybody because it's just a physical need. Then the sanctity is lost, then the dharma is lost, then it is only a physical need has become only physical need. So there is no dharma, there is no, see, in husband and wife, the very relationship involves dharma. It involves mutual respect. It is an upasana. You treat the people as devata. Devata upasana is involved there. So the instinct has to be transformed into an upasana. Okay? Wife and husband, it should be transformed into upasana. Even bringing up children, because you are bringing up the children for future generation, that is also an upasana. The parents would think that to get the children is due to Purva Janma Punya, you get children. When children come, it is a God's gift. Children also, that they are born to these parents, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹೊತ್ತು ಒಂದು 15-20 minutes ನಂತರ. So for children also, getting these parents, getting a Manushya Janma through these parents, parents are devatas only. This devata bhavana sublimates your instincts, makes it is an upasana, and you grow into a better personality. So with Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya are given these ideas through books, and they have to means these ideas were given to them so that they have to live them. In a more formal education is given to these three dvijas. See, formal education to the dvijas. Then other people, other caste, there is fourth caste. Nowadays they call Savarna, Avarna. This is a nonsense. What is this Savarna? I don't understand. Savarna means people who have a Varna. But all the four are Varnas. When Smritis are telling, Shastras are telling, all the four are Varnas only. Okay? All the four. This is a divert attention. Because the present day, our language is hijacked by anti-Hindus. We have been increasingly getting addicted to this negative language. All the language is against our Indian cultural values. See, all the four are Varnas. Okay? Varnatvat dharma marhati. All the four are Varnas. Varnas have got a dharma. Okay? Varnatvat dharma marhati. See? Mahabharata says, Bhishma tells Dharmaraja, Varna is enables you, entitles you for a dharma. See, therefore Shudra is a Varna. It entitles you for dharma. That means it makes you follow dharma. It entitles you. It prepares you. It makes you fit for. All the four are Varnas. Why do you say Savarna, Avarna? We can say Dvija, non-Dvija. That's all. Shastriya Paribhasha. The language of Shastra is, they are Dvija, the other people, other fourth Varna, all are Varnas. Don't call them Savarna, Avarna. Means these three are Varnas, fourth is non-Varna. Who told you? Fourth is not Varna. Fourth is also Varna. Shudra is also Varna. They are also entitled to Dharma. We don't need Shastra. Any anti-Shastra, any communist is enough to give the language for us. Communists give names, brand the names, they call the names and define them, impose them. We increasingly started accepting their names. Everybody says Savarna, Savarna. In all Facebook, in all Twitter, everywhere I have been seeing Savarnonka in Hindi, English. What is this Savarna word? I don't understand. Dvija we call them, that's all. Dvija means they undergo formal education, formal discipline, certain formal things, that's all. Then what about a fourth? Fourth, they don't have formal, but they also have informal education. Plenty of education, culture. That means without theory, they learn directly lot of education and culture. Shudras learn education and culture practically, directly, no theoretical. That's the difference. Dvijas have theoretical education. Dvijas have formal education. Formal means theoretical. Theoretical. And non-Dvija, we call them. Non-Dvijas have informal education. Informal means practical. Whatever life needs, directly learn from life. Don't waste time in theoretical. Okay? Just whatever culture, values, language, everything, they learn directly from life alone. In fact, we did not distinguish lot of education and life. Life is an education. Whole life, we design the life, family system, respect to your parents, interaction. In fact, directly you take up the profession. You see, right from childhood you learn from your mother. Mother teaches you how to sit and stand and drink and eat and throw things, how to throw, where to keep the things, how to use the things. We learn. When guest comes home, somebody comes home, how to interact with people, we learn lot of things. Then the professional skill from the father, directly from the father. Professional knowledge, general knowledge, health and hygiene, interaction with the society, all these things we learn directly through life. So life is a school for our people. Indian system, whole living is a, that's why varnashrama vyavastha, system gives certain discipline, system gives, educates you. Living in the system is an education. That's why they are told, some foreigners have understood. You talk to Ananda Kumaraswamy, have you ever heard? He says, being born in India itself is an education. I found that, my God, what a mature man, he understood India. He has understood my heart. My pulse he has understood. My means our India's pulse he has understood. Very few people have understood. You are born and live in India, that is an education. That's why we say being born in India is a great punya, our Shastras say. Have you seen that? Live in the system, live in the Hindu system is an education. Living in the Hindu system of Varna and Ashrama is an education. Now they talk to wearing a uniform, going to school, you repeat and memorize what he says, then you call educated. That alone is education, education, education. You don't wear uniform, you don't wear shoes, you don't go by school bus, go to school, wear the badge, say good morning, talk to them. And if you say good morning, if you don't say good morning to your teacher, and then if you don't say mommy and daddy when you come home, you are not educated. In that sense, I am totally illiterate, I tell you. I admit that I am totally illiterate. I never told you good morning in my life, nor I told, in fact, I never did namaskara like this. Only to the Indian flag on the 15th August and 26th we did namaskara. Otherwise, to our school teachers, we did namaskara like this alone. Namaste sir, we told like this alone. Even though we did namaskara like this. And with our traditional guru and Sashtanga Namaskara. What is this? This way, one hand Namaskara is Nishiddha by our Shastra. One hand Namaskara is an insult to Guru. One hand you should never do. Two hands. Because it is a wholehearted. That means let your hand be not engaged in everything else. Let all your attention be. When two hands come together, your attention can't go elsewhere. Your complete attention is here. Complete wholehearted respect. If one hand you do it, other hand you will be busy with something. Touching your cell phone and do hello. That means it is only half-hearted namaskara. One hand namaskara is half-hearted namaskara. Okay. I think I can tell you many things like this. These are all, I don't know how much to talk, how many things what to talk, what not to talk. It looks too childish, but unfortunately we have to tell these simple things also. Anyway, so therefore, very living in Indian society, Indian family is education. Dvijas have got a little formal education. Two things, formal as well as a little compulsory education. Okay, and then fourth non-dvija, fourth varna we call them. Fourth varna, Is informal education means directly learn practical without a theoretical one. Second thing is learning certain things is not forced. Certain discipline, certain things, they are not forced. Give them chance playfully. One side they say there is no freedom, they are imposing. One side they talk religious things, they are imposing. Another side they say, oh, we are not. Either side they alone talk. See, if you make it compulsory, go to school, live under teacher, learn these things, they say you are forcing us, no freedom. Okay. You give freedom, you won't learn anything. They say, oh, we are not taught anything. What is this? If you force them, they say, oh, you are not giving freedom. Then if you leave them, you say, we are not taught. Then what to do? Little bit of forcing is required. Forcing is required. Without forcing, you can't learn. Do you know that? They say, no, we should not force, we should not force. I tell you, Indian culture always believes in forcing the baby. Forcing means it doesn't mean torturing. Forcing means a little fear. Little fear, little what you call, how to say that? Forcing. Forcing means in a healthy way, positive forcing. Positive forcing involves keeping a little fear of teacher and father. Parental fear, there should be little fear. Okay? Fear of society. A little fear and little punishment. Forcing means a mild punishment. And what you call ordering it. You have to order. Hey, do that. Hey, do that. Otherwise, you just give him mild punishment. This is called forcing. Forcing doesn't mean in a healthy way, in a positive way, out of love and out of care for the children. So, if we give, because child by his nature is chanchala. Chanchala means, you know that, is a restless fellow. He just keeps on playing. He loses his control and he keeps playing in a playing mood. He gets lost in it. And one is a chanchala, restless, and is also, because anything he gets tempted, attracted, because child is easy to be attracted. You eating and playing, and these two things he likes. Eating and playing, and out of curiosity goes somewhere. See, baby eating, anything he loves eating, chocolates and etc. So let them have a control about anything eating. Don't give chocolates and all that harmful things. Eating, playing, and what you call sahasa. Sahasa means what? Adventurous thing, anything he wants to do. Over adventure is not good. Okay? Some adventure is good, but it should be under the guidance of a teacher or somebody. There should be there. Otherwise, they just like to do anything. Okay? So therefore, some kind of forcing is required. But forcing should be healthy forcing with a love and understanding. Not with an enemy type of torturing. That means if the baby is afraid, over afraid of father, parents and teacher, then you won't learn anything. Personality becomes bad, wrong. So there should be a healthy respect. And this should be forced until what? Until the age of 14. Rajavat Panchavarshani, Dashavarshani, Dasavat. I think I told you this shloka. Up to 15th age, little bit of forcing of the baby, boy or girl, is required. Once he completes the 15, then give him freedom. Not before that. Some discipline, some values, some culture, respect for elders, obedience. Let this basic obedience is required. Otherwise, because that instinctive nature of restlessness because once the wrong habit is formed, it is difficult to remove. Therefore, first under mother he learns the inner security. Then under father, up to the age of 15, he learns certain obedience and discipline, certain values, certain discipline. Then after 16, from 16 onwards, whatever he learned under force, under compulsion, he starts assimilating on his own. He starts owning up. By his own self-thinking, Then you give him more of intellectual explanation, understanding, inner growing. See, whatever values and disciplines he learnt under the force of parents and teachers, under force. Whatever he learned, under force means little fear. Under fear he learned discipline, etc. But he doesn't know how to explain. He cannot explain, he just follows out of fear. Okay? Then from the age of 16, he starts assimilating. He starts understanding why I am to do. Then also, parents and teachers should not force. At the age of 16 onwards, should not force, more explain, show them examples, how others are doing, what are the good and bad, and explain to them. Then he start inwardly questioning, understanding inward, making it inward, internalizes. Okay, assimilating means internalizes. Internalizes what he learnt under somebody before. Whatever he has got a curiosity, etc., let him fulfill now, search and discover and do. Okay, let him discover, let him search and do. All those things keep happening. Let him do that. So important growth of a person we have ignored. Making him an automaton, machine preparing for something. Learn some technical skill and become a big thing. That's all. These values, who will do that? Therefore, the quality of big, see, in those days, in a few generations ago, 2 generations ago, an officer means a person of high quality, a high character would be an officer. Nowadays, you see a rogue can become an officer. Among the IAS officers, you don't find any quality at all, any character at all. Any gunda can become. Oh, you don't find that character at all. Cheap fellows, because the character and quality has come down. Therefore, this was the education. So the 4th Varna is given direct to practical education, and it is an informal and not forced, non-compulsory. Non-compulsory means in a certain field, if he takes interest, help him. Okay? If he takes interest in a certain field, encourage him and teach him. But for a Dvijas, it is a compulsory, they have to learn. The 4th one is given freedom. Basic values and discipline, etc., okay, obedience and things. But if he takes interest in a particular thing, encourage him. But not made compulsory. So this was the education. Okay. Therefore, Savarna, Avarna, don't use the word. Use it. 4 Varnas and the Panchama. Panchama is in the border. He is not totally outside Varnas. He is not outside Varna. The outside Varna means outside Hinduism. Is not a Panchama, a 5th is not the what you call the Antyaja, we call them. Antyaja is existing at the border, that's all, at the edge. So he is not totally outside Hinduism. Therefore, he is a 5th, we call him, Panchama Varna. That means, anyway, more I will explain about the Panchamas later. He doesn't come under any particular one, but there are general, we have got 2 things, Samanya Dharma, Vishesha Dharma. One particular profession is not there, but Samanya Dharmas apply to him. That means it is an eclectic. I was in an ashram in Hyderabad. Neighboring, there was an engineering college. So knowing that there is one Swami living by the side, people would come, sometimes lecturers, sometimes students, sometimes workers came. I asked some 2-3 workers came. They just work. I asked them, what do you do? What do you do? Means they say, we do anything. Oh, anything? So I am not able to understand. What are they? Are they staff, clerical staff, or normal workers, labor? I didn't know that. They ask, we do anything. Anything means I have not understood. Again I asked, what kind of work you do in the college? They say, anything they tell, we will do. Oh, this is the way. So, Panchama doesn't have a fixed dharma. It only means he will do any work. That's what it means. Panchama can do any work. That's a loose. loosely connected, that's all it means. Panchama doesn't belong to any particular varna means loosely connected to anything, not a fixed varna, that's all it means. They imagine anything these days. First thing is they have to malign and demonize Hindu Shastras and these things. It doesn't have a fixed one, that's all it means. He will be loosely connected to any profession. It like you see labor, unskilled labor can just you see unskilled labor for any work he will do. Any worker, any technical man, he will adjust. That is the thing. So you don't give him a particular profession, particular varna, no particular skill, but he is connected to all works. That is the kind of things. But that itself is a discipline. That itself is a discipline, a set pattern of life, a values, and that also follows certain. But everything follows certain discipline, certain values. There is no life without values and discipline and etc. Obedience, following your parents, obeying your parents is a basic dharma for all Hindus common, even to the Chandala, I tell you. Respecting your parents, okay, respecting your parents and obeying them, serving them, this is the, so once you respect them, you follow their things, generally they won't give you bad habits, they will always give you good habits and good culture. This is the basic dharma. People say there are so many different dharmas, there are certain common things you watch belonging to all caste. One is respecting parents is a common dharma for all Hindus, for all caste including Panchama. Like this we have to search and make a list of them. What are the common dharmas? Satyam Ahimsa, doing your duty, following Satyam Ahimsa, respecting your parents. These are the common dharmas for all Hindus. They say, oh, Hindus are too many differences, therefore there is no commonness in Hinduism at all. They say like that. We live more under anti-Hindus alone. Our educated people have become terribly anti-Hindus. All their ideas come from how to malign Hinduism, how to reinterpret, how negatively interpret Hinduism. They have inherited that negative thought of negatively interpreting Hinduism, both from the missionaries, mullahs, and also communists. All these three only interpret everything negatively. And we have picked up that alone thread. That thread alone we have it, unfortunately. Anyway, leave it. Coming to our point. So this is the thing. So the family structure. So education means first three dvijas get a formal education. There is one more samskara. Have you seen that? One samskara is you formally undergo samskara. Another thing is live with them. You live with them gradually over a period of time. Unconsciously you will get to dvija-like samskara. Dvija-like samskara you will get it. Okay? You keep continuously live with them. The values, the discipline, the obedience, etc. Self-control, gradually it comes. Anyway, so so he says the Brahmana, because Brahmana has to go early to Gurukula. Oh, time is up anyway. Just I'll take 2 more minutes and tell you. Early to Gurukula because he is prepared to become a future teacher. A teacher should have a more discipline, more values. Therefore, he is given more education, to be able to become a teacher for future. Therefore, he has to go early to Gurukula to learn certain things. Kshatriya, he has to learn more administration and other things from his father. More he learns from his father rather than he is a Brahmana Guru. He learns certain things from Brahmana Guru, but more from his own parents alone. Kshatriyas learn more from parents. Vaishyas also learn more from their parents, their family, their uncles, their mother and aunt and etc. A few things they learn from Brahmana Guru, go to Gurukula and learn. Okay, therefore they can go little later. Little later they will go to Gurukula because they can learn many things from parents alone. Therefore they are asked to go little later. But Brahmana has to go very early because he has to learn a lot of Shastras. Lot of discipline and mantra prayoga and all that he has to learn. Because his is more of upasana, devata upasana, guru upasana, devata upasana is more for him. Is a lifelong upasana for him, for a brahmana. Therefore, so time is given. Okay. Ashodashat brahmanasya savitri nati vartate. Okay. He has given 8. But early he can be done 5, at the age of 5. But he should not cross 16, maximum 16. A brahmana should be done even if he is late. Latest 16 years of age. He should not cross 16. If he crosses 16, he loses his brahmanatva. Maximum 16th age, he must undergo Upanayana and then start Gurukula. If he is delayed, you will lose. Because the age bar you can't rectify. You can't rectify. Of course, rarely a person born with extra punya of Purva Janma, he may get it. But average man will lose. You cannot rectify. After 16, if you do Upanayana, he can't get that Brahmanatva. He can't get it. He will lose it. Therefore, maximum 8 is average, 5 is in early age, 16 is the latest. Okay, for a Kshatriya. See how our people have thought of all these things. I feel, I don't know, people hate these Shastras, but I see a lot of maturity, lot of mature thinking in all our Shastras. Of course, there are some of them are wrong things, some of them are out of date. When it comes, I'll tell you, I'll show you how they are talking irrelevant things, certain wrong things. We don't say that Smritis contain all are good alone. There are few wrong points. Wrong in the sense, vainly human weaknesses, human mistakes are there, human errors, judgment. Certain things, because of that old conditions have changed, they look wrong for us. One reason is they look wrong for us because the conditions have changed. Second reason is, after all, human beings, even great people commit mistakes. A few mistakes you find them. But we are all, after all, human beings, even great people have few mistakes in the Smritis. And our Shastra itself says, if you find more reasonable thing from other Rishi, skip that, leave them. Don't condemn them, but you find that this is incapable, we can't follow it, it is a wrong thing, leave them. Don't make it a big issue and condemn them, abuse them, then hate them. Hate means you spoil your personality. So if one particular Rishi told certain wrong things, certain extreme judgments, certain extreme things, then you understand it is not true to the facts, because you have to verify from the facts of life. Supposing a woman is condemned someplace, you have to see the woman is mature and understanding, so therefore this criticism of woman doesn't apply. That shows he is little emotional person, because he saw one or two women emotional people, he generalized all women. So leave them. So we just ignore them. So Dharma Shastras are not literally books. Manu says, whatever is told, verify, try to apply your situation. While applying to your life situations, if you find a person little more mature, don't condemn him. See, even a guru, while ordering a disciple, if a disciple is too restless fellow, too careless fellow, order him, threaten him, hey, you must do that. You can't escape, go and do it. You abuse. But there is a mature person, you tell him once, he will do it. Sometimes without telling, he does by his maturity, by understanding. Such a person, guru will never order, never condemn him even. He himself will do it. So he says, even ordering also, punishing also, he will see. If he is a mature person, don't punish him. If he is immature, just remind him, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ threaten him. If he is still stubborn fellow, then beat him. Because depending upon the, Manu says, apply these according to the situation, no generalization. Similarly, in commenting the woman, the nature of the woman is like, some women are little more immature, some people are moderate, some are highly mature. According to the context, that should be applied. So some place in one Smriti commented sweepingly about woman, then we say, no, this doesn't apply. Manu says that, see whether it applies or not. Even if one Smritikara says sweepingly negatively about woman, but all the women are not like that. Some women are mature. When there is a mature woman, why do you go and abuse her? Talk to her politely and respectfully. So he says, Manu, whatever we told in general, try to apply. While applying, see the conditions. See the conditions and apply to them. Though we may say certain extreme things, if that extreme doesn't apply, don't use it. That's why any Dharma Shastra, if somebody asks a question, we refer the book again and try to see. We ask, That's why they say, what is the dharma? They come and ask, Swamiji, what is my dharma? I can't tell like that. You tell me who are you, where are you living, what are your conditions. Accordingly, the dharma principles I have to apply to your situation and tell you. I can't tell sweepingly, go and do everything like that. It's not Bible and Quran. Okay? Manusmriti or any smriti, you tell what are your conditions, how are your parents, how are your other people, what kind of family you are living, how do they do, then we advise you do like this. They say, no, it is very difficult, I am unable to do because this is the difficulty. Okay, if it is the difficulty, then what is the other situation? Then can you do like this? Do like this. So the principle given in the Shastra, we try to apply to your situation. Does it suit your situation? This is how we dharma we tell. If anybody comes, we generally don't say that go and do it everybody. Therefore, dharma is not taught by general mass gathering till that let everybody do the same thing. Like Islam and Christianity, everybody does the same thing. Uniformly applying is a forced rule. We don't have that at all. Each situation to situation, each person to person we have to apply. The Dharma Shastra's rules apply to each situation. Just now I told you, see, it is not stated here, but still you may say, shall I tell you? I think if you don't mind, I have taken 5 minutes more, but I'll take 2-3 because the point came important. I tell you how much freedom I have got. A person who has studied Dharma Shastra, I have got a freedom, I'll tell you now. See, he says 8 years is average for Brahmana for Upanayana. But if he is mature enough, you can do as early as 5. But maximum age is 16. If the person is still restless and then the boy is immature enough, take little more time. 16. Supposing if he crosses 16, he will lose Brahmanatva, he told. Only Manu said like that, but I added my own. What did I add? Even after 16 also, if he is a highly mature person, because of his Purvajanma Samskara, if Purvajanma Punya Samskara is so good that even if his Upanayana is delayed more than 16, 18 years he got it, still you can do Upanayana. Where is this Shastra? You ask which book it is there. You don't need book, I am telling you. Hey, how dare you say like that? When it is not written in the book, you start doing boldly. This is the freedom Shastra gives me. This is the freedom Shastra gives me. I can apply, I can tell you. Because, just on the 2 minutes, Bunny. So, I can apply because the trend you see, the Shastra's trend. Why giving the age number? Number is not important, your maturity level is important. See, number is not important. Even if you are delayed by 16, doesn't matter. If your Purvajanma Samskara is good, even if 16 crosses 16, doesn't matter, he can do Upanayana. How will you say that? But Manu did not say. These fellows, these Westerner fellows, when they translate Manu gave only 16. After 16 you are lost. But you are giving it, so you are not valid. Only Manu, we follow Manu alone. Manu did not give, you are talking. It is not Bible and Quran. We know Shastra better than these Western fellows who come under biblical culture and then Islamic culture, Quranic culture. We know our Shastras. All our people, my father, my grandfather, my gurus, everybody I have seen, they interpret like this. Our Akhandananda Swamiji, Guruji, all our gurus interpreted like this. Then I learned from them. So I also interpret like that. We know the Shastra. Shastras gives you certain general guideline, but they see the inner principle behind. If the principle applies, even if 16, you can do that. Supposing 5-year-old he got Upanayana, yes, 5-year-old you can do that. How? Depending upon the maturity level. So, literally the Shastra, they say literally, see, we have got commentators. Commentators, our Sanskrit commentators, explained Manu Shloka, added certain other idea. These people say, these commentators came later. Manu told only this much. We don't believe in the commentators. We take Manu's translation. Manu told only 16, don't cross 16. If you cross 16, you are not Brahmana. Manu expelled from Brahmanatva. This is wrong. They say. They start interpreting our Shastra. They don't have to become Hindu gurus. They don't have to live under Gurukula. They don't have to study Shastras in a guru way, in our Indian way. They don't live brahmachari life. And they will interpret Manu without living Manu's Shastra. They don't live it. they don't respect Manu as a guru, and they don't live under guru according to our brahmacharya dharma, grihastha dharma, sannyasa dharma, still they want to interpret, they think that they can interpret better than us. What do you say this? What do you say this? This is a strange way. Anyway, so we have got principle. See the principle and the application. Therefore, nothing we follow blindly. Generally, we take 16 years. We tell them, don't cross 16, don't cross. Why go to 16 early, 8 as early as possible, 8 alone, do it, we tell them. If due to some reason, okay, 9, 10, but still don't cross 16. Okay, that is the latest 16. But in case a rarest among the rare cases, if crosses 16, still he is mature enough, do it. On what basis he give this permission? No Shastra says. Doesn't matter. You don't find a shloka, but I can give you. Because I have gone through many points I explain in our ashrama, Holy Narsapura ashrama, to our brahmacharis certain things. You don't find there anywhere in shloka. What can be done? I interpret it and say that, Swamiji, this is a very beautiful interpretation. Yes, this looks reasonable. This looks in keeping with Shastra. There is an overall trend of the Shastra. From that Shastra you can interpret to a newly arised situation we can interpret. Then they say, this is very interesting. Yes, this is how it is. This is how it is. So, not taking literally, but they say the principle behind and apply it to new situation. Therefore, Shastras keep moving. Shastras movements, application moves, principle remains. Principle remains, application keeps moving according to the changed circumstances. Principle remains. First you understand the principle behind, it can be. I think I have explained more now. A few more points are there anyway, we'll tell tomorrow, next class. I hope, I don't know, I've been traveling, I have traveled all over means few places in Andhra and Telangana. Now I am in Bangalore, and next few days I will go to Holy Narsapura. From there I will go to another place. I don't know, next Saturday where I will be, I don't know. Wherever I am, let us hope the circumstances suit us to have next Saturday. In fact, I would like to have weekly more classes if I stay longer time in one place. Still I have got traveling, I don't know where I will stay. Wherever suits, we will do. Okay, Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om Tat Sat.